Jazz and Beyond on 702 and Cape Talk with me, Notemba, where you come for the jazz, you stay for a good time. And of course, as you know, that it is a long weekend and we are commemorating June 16. And with that in mind, I think we have to also consider that since 1994, the Music Academy of Gauteng has been one institution that has been transforming young lives through music, mentorship, through discipline, and more importantly, opportunity. And as we on Jazz and Beyond and the rest of South Africa reflect on the legacy of June 16, we'd like today to just explore how the Academy itself continues to empower young people, empower them to find their voices, to also develop their talents, as well as shape their futures through the arts. And joining me for this conversation is people who play a very important role at the Music Academy of Gauteng. And talking about Hendrik Munyeki, who's the senior administrator there, and Steve Mabona, who's not only a musician but also managing director at the institution. And a very warm welcome to both of you.
Thank you so much for having us.
When we talk about June 16, I'm looking at you two, and I'm thinking, yeah, I wonder where these were in June in 1976. What does 1976? What are the thoughts that come to your mind as we speak about commemorating that period?
Well, I think freedom for me, freedom of speech, freedom of culture, freedom of being who you are. You know, we were oppressed for the longest time, and through music, I think we are able to express ourselves better as the people of South Africa.
How old were you in 96?
I know, but I read my history, so I know exactly what happened on.
So you were not there in 76.
I was not there, but I'm affected.
Yeah, affected. But I'm sure you've got relatives
Absolutely.
who were there, who also shared stories.
Absolutely.
And for you, Steve, were you there?
Oh. Yeah, I was there. First, I was waiting to hear how old was he then. But I know I was 8 years old doing what was called Sub B, which is grade 2.
Grade 2.
And we were out there throwing stones, inhaling tear gases and stuff. But I was young. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was out there.
You were just following what?
Yeah, just following the masses.
Yeah. But what does June 16 mean for the Academy itself?
I think June 16 for the Academy means the change that our brothers and sisters fought for the betterment of this country and the empowerment of the youth. And which I also think that's why the school actually came into existence, because through the observations of the late Dr. Johnny Mekwa,
yes,
seeing the youth not doing anything during school holidays and weekends, and then he started the academy just to address that
Problem.
that challenge, which was
I mean, and the fact that he started it in 1994, and already in 1994, he was also, not only was he a brilliant trumpeter and an educator himself, but he also saw the opportunity to grab at that time a way in which to, establish a music institution that will provide quality music education. And because of his experience, he knows that, South African black people had no access to this kind of thing. So since 1994, when you think about Dr. Johnny Mekwa, what would he be proud of about what you guys have done with the academy up to this point.
I think the first thing will
Yeah.
be we are still there.
Yes.
It's no more, but we are still here.
Yeah.
Regardless of the challenges the school has, we are still keeping the legacy on, alive rather. I don't want to hide it. We are financially challenged, but regardless of that, we are very passionate individuals who were taught. We are actually alumni of the school. We came at the school as students and we graduated, and we saw the passion he had and he helped us. I mean, I'm from Hammanskraal.
Ne?
And it's been 20 years. It's
Yeah.
been 20 years since I've been with the school. So I think he would be proud to see us still together and keeping, the academy lights on.
Lights on. And you agree with that, Steve?
Definitely, yeah. Because seeing his legacy continuing, I think even where he is, he's at peace.
Yeah.
Because we are doing exactly
His
what
vision,
he
his
thought,
vision,
his
what he
vision.
envisioned.
He started the school out of nothing. There were struggles, but he continued. And that's what we're still doing. We're struggling, but we continue. People from outside, they cannot tell because the business of the school continues as usual every day.
Every
Teaching
day.
takes place, examinations take place, but teachers are not getting paid. We're using favors. We are musicians. As musicians, we play together. So those favors, that's why we are able to get the teachers of the calibers that we have
Yeah.
to come and assist because of the interrelationships we have amongst ourselves.
We'll come to the challenges and the problems and the don't, But I really want us to start with the good that comes out of the school. First of all, the smile I have when I talk to musicians on this show, and they never fail to outline the fact that they started at the music,
Music
academy of Gauteng. And I'm talking about people like Malcolm Gianni, Tunzi Mvubu.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, you, Hendrik. There's Linda Shabalala, Simon Manana, and so many and so many of these musicians that we get to talk to. And maybe for people who are not even aware about the school, let's just talk about what it is, what happens there, because there are people who may be watching and listening who have young people who have this dream and have no clue as to how they can access the opportunity for their dreams to come true as artists. So first of all, where the Music Academy of Gauteng is situated, what happens there?
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are in Cloverdene, called Chief Albert Lutuli, next to Davidton in Benoni, in the east of Johannesburg. We run a full-time program Mondays to Fridays from 9 to 4. We also have a part-time classes that happens on Saturdays only from 9 to 2. So we teach music business there. We teach music theory. We are accredited by Cat Sita also. I'll come to that one as well. But we are doing our examinations with the ABRSM in London. So we write both theory and practical exams with ABRSM in London. So we have successfully ran 3 learnerships in our school, performing arts learnerships. So we of course that also depends on the availability of the grants from the SETA. So if we apply and we are granted, then we do a learnership. But that's our hope and plan to have it every year, where we make a call, learners come and apply and become part of the learnership. So we're doing performing arts level 4, NQF level 4. So that's what in a nutshell we are doing. And I'm actually proud to say I'm part of that very same learnership.
That very
It's-
leadership.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's ours was in 2007, if I remember well, and he was my teacher. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly, 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ran the following two. I was the project manager, and I'm an ETD practitioner. I'm the assessor and the facilitator for the very same project
Mm.
that followed after I graduated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to add anything there, Steve, in terms of what happens? Or maybe let me put it this way.
Mhm.
First of all, the students that come there, is this a full time from Monday to Friday? In other words, are these students who don't go to ordinary school, or they've done their matric, or is what actually happens?
All kinds of students flock to our schools. Even sometimes those that are having learning
Special needs.
difficulties at schools.
Yeah,
Their
come nearer the
parents
mic. Yeah,
sometimes
come nearer.
receive, or
Yeah.
their parents sometimes receive recommendations to bring them to an art institution. So most of them, they come to us because it is rumored, but I don't think it's a rumor, but yeah, but maybe due to a lack of a better word, I can say it is rumored that learners who do music, they tend to 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 um to develop and in mathematics and other subjects. I think they kind of their minds become more receptive.
I want to say it's not a rumor. It's true.
Yeah, because Brajol,
Absolutely.
you will say that all the time.
And it's true.
So yeah, we receive all kinds of those who just love music and
Yeah.
those who are there for music therapy, but when they come, they don't say, or they don't even know that they're there for music therapy. They're
But
just
they
there
come
because
back
they love
bad.
music, but they
Yeah.
they go home bad. If
Yeah.
I may make an example of the intake that happened in 1996, the same intake yabo Malcolm Giane and Tabiseng Mukwena. It's a lot. It was a group of young prodigies that it's actually thinking about it. It makes me so excited. So that group came in. Brajoni, he took them from
Home.
a home from a homeless shelter in Benoni called Kids Haven.
Wow.
And but before that, the mayor at the time, I think it was Ronnie Kuta, organized some Christmas party. So as the first group, we went and played for them. So they were so excited, and ourselves, we were baffled by the fact that how can young children love jazz so much? And in no time, Ronnie Kuta arranged that all those that were interested, I think it was a group of 15, if I'm not mistaken, they came to the school and they were like, wow. It
So
was-
excited. But
Yeah.
it's just incredible what just exposure or to young people of what else is out there can just trigger that excitement, interest, and also maybe inspire a passion for things like that. I'm also imagining, because I mean, we are commemorating month of June, which is related to the youth, as to how the academy itself as well, you know, uh, helps to deal with the social challenges of the unemployment, of substance abuse, of a sense of hopelessness, amongst the youth. Give me an idea of the some of the students who probably come there as like, let me try this, maybe my life will get better, and also maybe give us an idea of what you have witnessed in the transformation of some of these students.
Sure.
It's
Yo.
it's a lot.
That's a very interesting one because
Yeah.
we had quite a lot of young people that came to our school with so many different challenges, including drug abuse.
Mm.
And one of our code of conduct is that no drugs are allowed in the school. So most of them are actually now staying in the school. We have got a house that can cater around 48 students. So when Kulu was still around, or rather when we were still having fun, we were offering just 1 meal per day, right? So it was much better. So then they were able to be assisted because they're from different households. Abanye, they come from Bahlala no Gogo. You can't really even ask for a tuition fee, you know. So we somehow we are guardians of these young people, and you end up even sharing what you have in your house with them because you are the closest parent. You understand? Because you know exactly that that child stays with Gogo. If Gogo didn't get pension money yet, it means lomntana akana kudla. So you need to make a plan for this kid. So we have really witnessed quite a lot of things. The change, man, it's so breathtaking.
Yeah.
Umuntu came well having a challenge with drug abuse. I mean, I've witnessed quite a lot of them. And you tell them, you explain to them. Maybe I think they needed someone to listen to. They needed guidance of some sort. Maybe that's what they don't really get at home. And now that we are very close with them, we stay with them, and then we observe, we can see what no man Nomtana needs support, needs to be told, no, this is not right. Maybe it was peer pressure, the reason why they got into those things. And when you speak to them, you start seeing them opening up. I've got one learner that I won't even mention their name, but the father killed the mother. And Lomdana, you can see that grew up with so much anger that he didn't even trust anything. So one guardian adopted him and then brought them to the school. And when they brought them to the school, he had so much anger. Like when you were in class, all of a sudden he just cries. And how do you deal with such things when you're a teacher? If you're not strong, if you're not wise enough, you could. So that boy now.
He's one of the happiest.
Oh man, he's one of the happiest, man.
Wow.
Yeah, no, and he's doing so well. He even changed instruments from the one that he chose
Initially.
when he came in, and then later on he changed to another one, and he's doing so well, and he's doing even well in his grades. So it's absolutely amazing to witness that the change that music brings in these young people.
Yeah.
And I think MEC is a home more than anything else. It's a hub of music. It's a home for musicians. Therapy of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how between the girls and the boys, what is the age range that can I come in at my age?
Yes, absolutely. As long as you are passionate, we don't really have age restriction. Yeah, if people can read and write English, because our exams are in English, so you need to understand English. So yeah, but we also try in our facilitation, we try to mix isiZulu, Setswana, just to accommodate everybody. But our exams are in English. As long as you can read and write, we definitely. Currently, we're not yet. We're not yet equipped as a school to cater learners with special needs, especially like blind people. But I know there is such a great need in that side. But we are open to learn. If got equipment, we can actually do it, because they are very passionate individuals. Those ones, they are gifted, and I think they can be helped if we are equipped.
Okay, just an idea of for someone who may not know the terms you're talking about in terms of what you're offering. Just in more simple terms, like you get there, you can either play a saxophone or a guitar or a piano, or you want to sing, or what are the practical lessons, that musical lessons they actually get to be trained in?
Yeah, training it's something that it's kind of, I I wouldn't say challenging, but maybe let me just the explanation will form itself. Maybe just let me just talk. We see our learners one by one for practical lessons. For theory, we group them into classes, but for practical lessons, we see them one by one because their strengths differ. So we tend to over give, if that's that's a correct. We tend to overgive because in a very very short of time, in a very short space of time, they tend to make the development. It's amazing, right? I have one student that
do they choose their instrument, or you
Yes.
just they just
Yes.
trial an area and then they know which one resonates?
Yes, when
with
they
them.
come in,
Mm.
they choose.
Okay.
So, and we don't have auditions because we've realized that if we audition them, they get scared. Then we think, now they failed the criteria. So Mkulu actually told us not to audition them anymore.
Okay.
We let them in. They come in, and he actually had a good sense of humor. Mkulu was very great with his, discernment.
Yes.
You would come in and say, I want to play guitar. And then he would say, no, man, when I change this one, take saxophone. Ne? And I can give you examples of many, like Malcolm Gianni. Malcolm Gianni came to our school as a drummer, and he's now a
Now
trombone
a
player.
trombone player.
Tunzi Mvube as a
Yes,
pianist,
pianist.
he's a saxophone player.
Yeah.
Oscar Kwari was a guitar player, he's a saxophone player.
All of them are accomplished
Yeah.
musicians.
You
So
know?
that's one part that we lack, that we didn't inherit from Brajon, because we don't know how.
He did.
Brajon will look at
He-
you and
he
he'll
will
know
Tell you.
the exact instrument that
Yeah.
that you
It's
will
gonna suit you.
yeah, that is suitable way, that you'll thrive in. But for us right now, we just let them play around until they choose
they
their favorite
choose,
instrument. But
okay.
if you can have that, that insight that
Yeah.
Brajoni had, I'm telling you, you just look at them coming and say, you there, you there, you there. And
And
that
then
we don't-
you also have in your facilities a recording studio.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
State
So
of
are-
the
are
art.
they-
He used to call it state of the art. Yeah.
What happens there? I mean, are there any recordings of the students as bands or as
Yes.
orchestras or whatever?
Absolutely. We have a state of the art recording studio. We can record an orchestra all at once.
Yeah. Okay.
Malcolm recorded his album there. I recorded my other albums there. But Steve is about to record his album there. Quite a lot of people actually. Stimela actually recorded their
a single, the latest
single
single
there.
at our school.
yeah, and a lot
Okay.
of people. Brakaya
Yes, Brakaya.
Mahlangu is
And
also
Mongezi
yeah,
also
Mongezi.
recorded his album
Okay.
there.
Yes.
And the Gauteng
Jazz
the
Orchestra.
Gauteng Jazz Orchestra,
Mm.
they are connected by Brakaya, also recorded
Recorded
there.
In
there.
our studios.
So there is activity, but not
So
enough
does that also then mean the recording studio provides a training for those who might be interested in sound recording and stuff?
So we are currently working on extension of scope.
yeah.
Okay.
With CETA, because we don't just want to do it for the sake of doing it. So we want to certify them after the training. So we are currently working with CETA. We're just waiting for site visit, and then we're going to get accredited. Then we'll do sound technology. Yeah. So that's where we are now.
Because currently we are on
Performing arts.
You're
So
just the
that's why we
performing
are
arts.
performing arts.
Okay. So what does that mean? There's dancing or what else, or is it just
So
the
we
music?
specialize in music. So it's our accreditation is performing arts, but we specialize in music.
Also, there's an opportunity to grow
Absolutely.
where if with the
Yes,
school
if
growing
yes.
and with the machankas
absolutely.
coming in.
It's only that this how can I put this how can I put this certificate, but it's not a certificate, but this qualification is
Qualification.
generic. I think
Oh,
that
I
it's
see.
generic,
It's a-
so you have to adapt it to music for a musician. dance, if you're a dancer,
Okay.
just etc. etc. Yeah.
Have you heard any recordings of the students?
We're actually in the plan of doing so. Every year, our plan is to record each group
Okay.
every year,
Okay.
and then release the
Yeah,
project.
the project.
Yes.
Okay. Now another aspect of the academy that I love is the mentorship program, and I've been there, as you both know, a couple of times with a lot of the things that you do there, and the fact that the caliber of musicians, both locally and international, who come to the school to mentor these students. Tell me about that experience, not only for the students, but also for the former students, as well as, visiting musicians who always are looking to come to workshops and, and clinics at the Music Academy of Gauteng. Maybe highlights of, because there are many,
there's so many.
Winton have been there, but,
Absolutely. And through the Team Music Men, Standard Bank Joy of Jazz, we really want to appreciate them. I wish they could have not changed that approach, because they used to bring quite a lot of musicians, especially horn players, big band. I mean, we had Count Basie Orchestra in our school. We had Duke Ellington's big band in our school. We had Joshua Redman. We had Winton, Ravi Coltrane.
Yeah.
This is ended.
I mean, it looks like you had bigger smiles than the students, just with those with those artists.
So it's exciting. I mean, we hear them from the recordings, and those are people that we used to transcribe the music that we used to transcribe, and now they're in the same building as you. And that is and then you hear, I mean, I was actually even telling them that I used to sing a song called Broadway, and we even went to New York, and I saw the street Broadway, and I'm like, the A train, there's in the A train as well. I was in the A train. I'm like, this is making so much sense now.
The one I play to, and just talking about so what kind of music, on that note, that are you having the students learn? Is it South African jazz, or is it a whole range of genres? And are you intentional in what they can learn or should learn?
We are very intentional. We specialize in jazz music. So we do American jazz. We've got new real books that we use, because we've got ensembles. So part of what we do, we've got oral ensemble as a subject. So on Tuesdays and Wednesdays after lunch, they meet as ensembles. So that's where we give them those jazz standards. So we do both American jazz standards and South African jazz standards. And we also have music history that we also do, taught by Surprise Malanga, who's also our alumni. She's teaching history there. So we do touch American history and South African history and Western history as well. Yeah.
And then I'm trying to remember when I was there. Was it earlier this year?
Yes.
When there was the performance, the celebration, and the performances of South African jazz classics, and which always just makes my heart go. When I see that happening. And I was asking about the recording, because I mean the band was sounding so fabulous. I'm like, why is this not recorded? From the state-of-the-art studios.
Absolutely.
So
in fact, it's in our plan, because that's an annual show that we do. So this year the school is celebrating 32 years. So every year we will have a celebration and then record that. So we've got a mixer that we've planned to bring to the auditorium. So during the performance, we capture the recording. Yeah, so that's
Okay.
the plan. It was just an oversight on on our side.
Right,
Yeah, but
No,
this time we will
that's
definitely.
that's fine because you know, I also just think about
Mm.
some of the visiting
Oh yeah.
young groups and bands
Mm.
from other countries,
Mm.
and they have recordings, you
Mm.
know, kind of thing. Let's talk about because in the area in which the school is situated, I believe you also have outreach programs outside
Yes.
the school,
Mm.
which becomes very important because you are already planting seeds elsewhere, you know, to grow the youth.
Absolutely.
Mm.
We have adopted Chief Albert Lutuli Primary School, just next to ours. So we chose just one grade because we don't want to be overwhelmed. We are taking the grade 7s because they are almost out to middle school or something. Is it still called middle school? Yeah, so that's what we
Yeah,
do.
only 41. Wait, when
Yeah, so that's what we
It was
do.
higher
We
primary
it's
time.
part of what we do. We do outreach programs to primary schools and to even high schools, because those also after matric they have to go to varsity, so they'll know exactly what to do if they want to pursue music as a career. They've got a good ground.
Okay.
So that's what we do. Yes.
No, that's fantastic. I mean, you talked about the challenges, the financial challenges, and that you're depending on the eaters. And I mean, back in I think it was 2015, and Brajoni Mekwa was still
Alive.
here,
Still alive.
and then you know the Lotto was funding the school. Why are you taking a big breath? So, what is the funding model now? And I really want us to talk about this because it becomes very vital in keep sustaining the school
Absolutely.
and these young people and ensuring that their future is taken care of, nurtured, and you know we are able to grow our future leaders who are very artistic, brilliant, and so forth.
It's true. The funding model has changed so drastically that.
Now that you're talking about the money, come closer to the mic.
Oh, yeah. The funding in South Africa has changed drastically because if I look back, from from when the school started back in 1994 until maybe around 2000, we never had any financial problems because first there were sponsors up there and there were a lot of gigs. Brajoni, all the overseas trips that we ever took during his time, the funds were raised through the gigs. And we'll go overseas once or twice a year. So now it's unfortunate that we haven't recently taken any of our children overseas because you know there's those programs like the Just Education Network, blah 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 blah. But
Yes.
that's a topic for another day. But it's a
But-
dream. We would love to take them one day. But
But so where are the challenges? I mean,
Yeah.
Department of Arts and Culture, or
yes,
even
that's where I'm
the
coming to.
Lotto, and I'm worried that we're running out of time, and
Okay.
I need us to cover this
Yeah.
very important aspect.
Yeah, there's something that I can't explain here in the country. Like if you look at a school like ours, when we maybe need something like a vehicle, we can get classes, desk, we can get, but
Instruments.
instruments, yeah, but for salaries it's difficult. So now it makes one thing. How do we do our work if we can't pay our teachers? Here we have the studios, we have everything, but the students are here, but we can't pay the teachers. So those things they become kind of useless. We've we have made so many applications to funders. We even still waiting for Lotto. So we have an application that is on, and even with the NAC, we have applications that are still awaiting outcomes. But the previous ones all declined. I don't know where we
Do they say where? Because then where does the money go if not into the seed that the school and this institution?
I mean, with the NLC, with the Lotto, they're telling us that they're gonna give us feedback in October. We've applied last year.
But
Yes, so it's gonna be 3 years waiting for funding. But nonetheless, we are thriving through little bookings that the studio makes, and then we've got
or you hire out the studio.
We hire out the studio. We hire out the hall, and we also hire. We've got the rest that we also hire as well. So that kind of keeps the lights on at MEG. But otherwise, some funding comes in drips and drops.
So this is your opportunity now. You appeal for funding to
yeah.
everyone who's listening.
Yes.
Sell the school now.
Sure, thank you so much. My name is Stephen Mabona. I didn't say it earlier, but Osno Matemba did mention that I'm here at the studio. I am the director at the Music Academy of Gauteng. We are a unique school that was built by Brajoni solely for the betterment of the youth of this country. And we know that without the youth, there's no future. Therefore, we appeal to everyone who has the means to come forward and assist the school. I can tell you, even now, as dire the situation is, but we continue, we are very resilient. We go to work every day, pay or no pay, but we go. You can, the parents can ask their children, and they'll tell them that at the Music Academy is business as usual, no matter what. But by so saying, I'm not trying to halt you from assisting. Please assist. Let's make it even a better school. Help us bring even more teachers, because right now we also multitasking, which sometimes hinders the progress, because we're doing a lot of things at the same time.
I hope they heard you. Okay, Hendrik, you'll have the last word, but I want you to appeal to the young people of South Africa in terms of what the school can do for them.
We're going to have an opening when we reopen in July. So if you are out there, you're a musician, you are very passionate about music, you're a horn player, you're a singer, regardless of the instrument you're doing, come to MEG. We are in Chief Albert Lutuli Epinoni next to Davidton. Come, let's talk. Let's see how we can assist you as a school. We won't ask you for money because we are an NGO.
Yeah.
Our plan is to actually assist you and then bring the best out of you. So come through and look for me.
And you've got 30 seconds. You are going to Germany. Tell us quickly about what's that about.
Absolutely. Part of the cultural exchange program that I've started 10 years ago. I'm going to Germany next week on the 19th
of June.
I'll be working with musicians there in Germany, Professor Patrick Bebelar, the pianist, and other musicians there in Germany. So I've got,
Okay. Yeah. Tell us what this will bring.
Well, I'm learning a lot from it.
Or this is just for you to go and learn some more.
Yes, to learn some more.
Okay, and obviously when you come and the cultural and that you are bringing back all your learnings and the experience from.
That's the plan.
Now I get it. Fantastic. Thank you both. And I'm hoping that your appeals have been heard, and that really, as you know, that whenever I also get an idea, I'm always calling the school because I really support and believe in what you guys do for the students and the youth of South Africa. And happy Youth Month.
Thank you so
to
much.
both of you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Come for the jazz and stay for the good times.
On Jazz and Beyond with Nothemba Madumo.
On 702 and Cape Talk.